So hey guys, today I've got a replay from essentially a canceled video at this point. Like I had a concept and idea and then it kind of fell flat, but I still have this replay left over. So the basic idea for this list is just to play around like a certain interaction, and getting the hand to do this is not so easy. But we have the hand here. It's just any way into Fiendsmith works, so we're going to go into Fiendsmith here. And then we're going to summon Engraver. We're going to equip this, and then we have Necroquip, and we're going to now do Chaos Space. And this allows us to trigger the Necroquip to equip this. And that allows us to trigger Thunder Dragon Roar, and that's the basic concept. So all we're really trying to do here is just trigger our Thunder Dragon monsters by using Necroquip. But as it happens, you can't trigger like both effects on Thunder Dragon cards, so you actually need a third card. So you need access to Fiendsmith, a Thunder Dragon card, and then some third card. So in this case, we'll be using Chaos Space, but you need some third card type to somehow discard, or specifically cost, a Thunder Dragon monster from your hand to the graveyard. So we happen to be using Chaos Space here, so we're going to do that. And whenever we remove Necroquip, it'll just trigger our Thunder Dragon cards, and it'll work, I guess. So we're going to just cycle Thunder Dragon here. And then board, honestly, this is about as good as it gets. So we have Desiree here. We're going to Magnamot, Lebellion, effect, link off for SP, and we're going to get that regain draw. And also, SP is interaction. Equip onto Desiree, Thunder Dragon Fusion, and now we have Titan. So the end board, like the difficulty in making this end board, it's really high, and that was a legitimate 3-card combo. So if my opponent had any form of interruption, I was not doing so good. And next thing about this is, this end board is actually relatively hard to crack, so at least the payoff isn't too bad. These guys are all like relatively sizey. If this gets sent to the graveyard, well, there's going to be an interaction tied to that. This is also just an Omni Negate. So send one card on the field, SP. So SP by itself isn't like the most insane thing, but when you pair SP with rendered regained, this is pretty decent. And I just randomly have Branded Beast because, yeah, I just do. Thunder Dragon Titan isn't interaction, except for the fact that I have a random Thunder Dragon Dark. I think I top decked off of regained. Yes. So that's chill. But this can be chain block, so this guy's kind of just ass. But aside from that, you can't destroy this, and you can't destroy this either. I mean, like, you could, but it would not be so simple to do so, because that would trigger Roar, and you'll just have a bad time, essentially. And here we have Drillswarm, and next turn, because of regained, I'll also get Magma back for a bit more follow-up. Funnily enough, there's also, I guess, worth mentioning the Colossus Floodgate effect, but it doesn't even matter this duel. My opponent did not have a single card in hand that is going to be caring about Colossus for whatever reason, but yeah, okay. We're going to cycle through all of this. SP effect, we're going to bash that. No more target. We'll put back SP because I might need it later. Oh, I forgot as well, there's actually a insane amount of follow-up here sometimes. Like with the Fiendsmith stuff, we don't really have that much follow-up. But we can just make Moon next turn, I suppose, and then go back into Fiendsmith if this somehow gets outed. But aside from that, we have Thunder Dragon Fusion, which is pretty crazy follow-up, and like Branded Regained and the Visceral stuff. Okay, so crash that, summon this, we'll activate this because why not? Desiree, yeah. I'll banish these guys. And this is the reason I banished the Lebellion here is just so I have a target for Chaos Space to get my draw. And my opponent literally has no interaction, so yeah. This effect's already been used. This gone. Consent. And you do that to shuffle. I can summon that back like next turn, no problem, because I have Thunder Dragon Fusion in the graveyard as well. so everything can just keep kind of like recurring and coming back every single turn. So I mean, the deck, I suppose, like how it in theory would function, kind of cool. How it is impossible to get to this point, like in general. Yeah, that sucks. So all of the conditions you need to make this deck like even barely function. Like I die to like essentially one interruption with this deck list, but I think at least the interaction is kind of neat. You need like well the problem with the Thunder Dragon cards is there's no like super good way for me to go into the Thunder Dragon cards in general. And then if I do go into like the Thunder Dragon cards, it's not that great because all it does is drop a Colossus. I mean, Colossus isn't nothing. Like it was nothing here, but it's sometimes something. Fiendsmith not as hard to get into, but like the Thunder Dragon cards don't even like depending on your exact hand, they can have the ability to put like 0 bodies on the field. So like that whole hand almost kind of dies to a single Ash Blossom. But I think with Chaos Base, I still had something. It's just setting up follow up with Viscerals, right? To maybe try to accomplish something next turn and maybe interrupt my opponent from whatever they're trying to do, which I think is maybe doable. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.